Oh my god. Those are the only 3 words I could speak whenever I was done watching the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay reveal, because my dear friends, lovers, or whatever you are of mine, this game looks nothing short of amazing. Starting off, I'm showing off some screens of the draw distance of Red Dead Redemption 2, and the amount of detail that is in this game is just nothing short of insane. After seeing this gameplay trailer, I strongly believe that Rockstar are just a bunch of lunatics, really, that are just obsessed with detail. Just how much, I'll go over it in this video where I grabbed a few things from the trailer and I want to break it down with you. I'm not gonna go over every tiny little thing that is being pointed out within the video itself as well. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a link down in the description down below to the 4K version that was released by Rockstar on their website, so I highly suggest checking that out and not on YouTube, because on YouTube it really compresses it and just takes away a lot of the quality of what the game actually looks like. But let's dive into the things that I personally spotted within this gameplay reveal trailer. First thing I noticed is this little thing right here. And with little thing, I literally mean little thing, because if you look at the right and zoom in a little bit as well, you can see that there's actually a child there. For the first time ever, Rockstar is taking probably a gamble and having a child in their video game. Now, this makes sense if you look at the grand scheme of things, because what you can also see is a daughter, a mother, and a father, which means that what Rockstar is trying to do is they're trying to make this feel like an actual world that you exist in. There's families, there's people going to their job, there's people staying in a hotel. Stuff like that is what they're really going. And I wouldn't be too surprised if there's going to be some controversy around this coming very soon, because it is 2018 after all. Now, segueing into something that is more interesting from a lore perspective, which is this scene right here, where you see all the gang members surrounding themselves around the fire. But there is a child sitting on a lap as well if you look on the right. Now, this child is sitting on the lap of someone that you're probably familiar with if you've played Red Dead Redemption 1. Abigail Marston. Yes, she's back. She is holding Jack Marston on her lap, which means that Jack Marston and Abigail Marston are existing within the Red Dead Redemption 2 world and are also part of the camp, which makes sense as well from a lore perspective if you played Red Dead Redemption 1 as well. But it's not only going to happen whenever he's sitting around the campfire, because what it looks like from this scene right here is that you can actually see him play on the ground as well. So he's going to exist within the camp as well, which is a really interesting detail, and I'm really interested to see how much of an impact Jack Marston is going to have over the course of the story. Speaking of gang members and details, everyone seems to have their own kind of gun. Look at the handlebar on the gun of this little gentleman as well, where you can see that he has a bit of a skull kind of detail going on his gun. I've noticed as well with other gang members like Bill and of course Arthur as well, everyone seems to have their own distinct gun. Going into more details, which are probably going to get more insane, a quick look for you at the horse, how much they have improved that as well. But if you want to see how Rockstar has really lost their minds, then look at this slowed down clip right here. Yes, that is indeed what you think it is. That is literally veins disappearing as the horse is moving his or her legs. Yep. Rockstar has lost their minds. Another nice touch of attention to detail is this scene right here, where there's a fight between Arthur and what looks to me like it's a pedestrian. I've compiled it within a few frames of screenshots where you can see him fall out the window and then into the mud, and as he gets up there is now mud on his shirt, when previously when he fell out of the window he was just completely clean. Then as the fight continues on, you can see more and more people gathering around the fight to check out what exactly is going on, which is another great detail. Another nice detail as well is that Rockstar seems to be really focusing on the fact of making you as immersed in the game as humanly possible. One of the things that helps with that is the minimum amount of stuff you see on your screen. If you look at your bottom right there, you can see 3 different options: help or kill, and also what looks like it's going to be the mission name of what you're currently doing, which is called Man from Blackwater. Another thing that backs up as well is on the radar, where you can see the yellow dot as well. So it seems to be that it's the way they're going to handle missions, because if you continue looking onto other screenshots I've taken, you can see some more additional things like aim weapon, rob and defense, antagonize, and also being at the very bottom that the stranger is your current quote-unquote objective. Because like they mentioned in the trailer as well, you can decide to go all different ways of how you want to approach strangers. Obviously the trailer does a much better job than me to explain that, so I'll leave the trailer to do its job. But as you can see throughout those screenshots, there's a whole lot of different things that you can do with when it comes to actions. I wanted to go back into more detail, but this time kind of more focusing on the guns. I've taken a few frames apart where you can see, for example, in this one right here, where you can see the sparks, still flying around in the air after you're done shooting your bullet. And as the gun is done firing, the sparks disappear, there's still some smoke going on too. And another interesting thing that I spotted too is that if you're shooting someone, I don't necessarily know if it's the enemy shooting, but it looks to me like you might have actually hit his pistol as well, and there's some sparks coming off there too. Which, if that's even a thing as well, then, you know, Rockstar again, you're insane. Please go see a shrink or something. Another very nice detail is this little slowed down clip for you as well, where you can see the bullet literally leaving the gun too as Arthur is reloading it. And then the revolver scene is something that is just, you know, the amount of detail as the gun is being reloaded. First of all the bullets just simply fly out, and then one by one Arthur picks a bullet from his hand and into the chamber of the revolver. Another thing, of course, being the shotgun giving the same treatment as the rifle, where the bullet just flies out. Moving on to gunplay though, which was the main thing that I wanted to see about within the gameplay video, is that what it looks to me is that it's going to take the same approach as there was in Max Payne 3. The reason I'm saying that is because if you look at the slowed down clip that I'm showing right now, as you can see, it's very smooth and the gun seems to be up at all times. And another additional very nice detail as well is that Rockstar has done the right thing and not take the GTA 5 route, where whenever your gun is done with having any bullets, you're now going to stand there with your pants down hoping for the best. No, what happens is that, as you can see at the start of the clip, there's one bullet remaining inside the revolver, and as that revolver is empty, Arthur immediately switches to his shotgun to finish off the last two guys and making for a very nice entrance. More things to back that up is this frame that I showed earlier as well, where you have the opportunity to aim your weapon with R2, making me believe that as you're on your horse, you're able to easily look around and also aim around your gun as you're going around the world. One of my quote-unquote issues with Red Dead Redemption was that whenever you were on your horse, it was pretty awkward to aim your gun. But if you're able to have your reticle up already as you're going around the world, it will make a much better and a much more fluent way of going into combat. And then one last thing that makes me believe that Red Dead Redemption 2 will take the Max Payne 3 approach when it comes to gunplay is this scene right here. If you look very closely, you can see a very vague but light gray dot that shows whenever there's some action going on. It's more than likely going to be the case that your reticle is going to be up, so you can see where you're going to shoot whenever stuff is going to go down, which is something that I'd like to give a huge thank you to Rockstar for, because that is something that I really want to have in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm very curious to see just how smooth the gunplay is going to be compared to previous titles. But that's enough rambling for me. Please do yourself a favor and go watch the gameplay video a few more times. Maybe you've seen something that I missed, but this is the stuff that I personally spotted and wanted to highlight to you fine gents and ladies, so we can have a little discussion about it and maybe even show you a few things that you might have missed yourself. With that said, I am so excited for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's ridiculous how detailed and how fantastic this game looks. Luckily for us, there's going to be another gameplay video coming very soon as well that Rockstar has said at the end of the gameplay video that we got today. So there's a ton more stuff to come as well, which I am super pumped about, because Rockstar seems to be entering the final phase of marketing, which means that we're going to be hearing a whole lot more about Red Dead Redemption 2 in the coming weeks before the release on October 26th. But with all that said and with all that done, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for much more Red Dead Redemption 2 content coming to you very soon, and I'll see you all later. And one last thing as well, as I was finishing up this video, Sony actually tweeted out that the video was completely captured on PS4 Pro. So it's not a regular PS4, this is PS4 Pro footage obviously, because it was also in 4K. So if you were wondering about that, now you know.